doing today? I'm the Suited Whiskey Snob, here for another whiskey review. And the one we have today is a little bit exciting because it was actually a gift from my grandfather. So once I started getting into the whiskey thing, he really actually enjoyed it, and he always came with me for my whiskey tastings and testings. And yeah, he was always curious and interested in my hobby with whiskey. So he actually brought me this bottle, and it's an interesting one. It's very unique. It's a 14-year age Speyside that was actually finished in Carribean rum casks. So it's going to have a little bit of a rum feel to it. It's going to have more vanilla. It's going to have a little bit more spice to it. And the reason it's going to have more spice is because in the Caribbeans, it's a little more hot there and it's a little more dense there. So you tend to get more pulling out of the barrel than you do somewhere like like normal Scotland areas where it's colder. So what's interesting about Balvenie is they're actually a little bit of a step up in whiskey. So it's not a cheap bottle. The cheapest stuff they have is by no means cheap in a regular consumer's mind. However, the 14 years still a really good price for really good whiskey. And I believe the Balvenie ages theirs in traditional oak casks and then finished it in the Caribbean rum in this one. So I'm really excited. I can't really remember the last time I had this. I believe it was actually with my grandfather. So it's been a while. I really forget a lot of the tasting notes and a lot of the things I found on the nose. So I'm curious to see what I can uncover now. And definitely a very nice bottle, traditional, unique, kind of classic bottle on this. It's got the nice lip on the top of it, and a little bit of a tip for anybody who takes cool pictures of whiskey or whatnot. If you get a Glencairn glass and you have a bottle with a top like this, they balance almost perfectly on the top of the bottle, and it makes for a really cool picture. I mean, tell me that doesn't look awesome. You get a perfect glance of the whiskey in the glass, the beautiful bottle underneath it, and it looks like you're defying gravity. So there's a little tip, Suited Whiskey tip of the week. So let's dive into the nose on this guy. Oh yeah, just immediate vanilla, just quickly grazed across, and it's quick, but it's there. It's very floral. It has a lot of ripe fruits, kind of like banana, strawberry, and just very sweet fruits to it. It's got a toffee kind of finish, biscuit kind of finish to it as well. Damn, that's pleasant. That is pleasant, and you definitely get the presence of the rum in there. You can easily point out the rum finish. That's for sure. And a very beautiful color as well. I mean, if you're gonna spend a little bit more money in the whiskey world, this is a really good bottle to drop on your first kind of special bottle. And I know, for the real whiskey snobs out there, they're not gonna classify this as really a high-end bottle. There is higher end stuff out there. This is just a step up from, Johnny Walker Black Label, for instance. So let's dive into the palate though and see what we find. Damn, that is smooth. One of the things I always find with Speyside whiskeys is they tend to go down a little bit acidic. And I don't know if that has to do with the fact that a lot of Speysides have very floral and ripe fruit notes. You get like orange kind of stuff, which might have something to do with the kick when you're drinking it. But this goes down very smooth. It's got quite a bit of an oil base to it. Let's actually see how it goes around the glass here. Yeah, so it's leaving quite a bit of an oil ring around the glass, meaning this is a high oil-based whiskey, and it's going to definitely linger, but it's going to go down a little bit smoother, and that's something I definitely notice on the palate. there's the barrel spice. This time on the nose, the barrel spice is really up front and present. It's definitely different on the second round on the nose. Maybe peat. I think I might actually be getting a little bit of peat on this, a little bit of the smokiness. I'm not sure. That is a friendly whiskey. I just got cinnamon, a very heavy presence of cinnamon. Kind of like a cinnamon sweetheart that you get on Valentine's Day, those little tiny bags of the cinnamon sweethearts that you get. I got that immediately on the finish of that. And at the beginning I got vanilla and kind of like a fruit cake in the beginning that lingered off into a cinnamon tart. This is a super interesting whiskey, and as much as I love drinking these whiskeys, my favorite whiskeys definitely tend to be the more lower profile whiskeys, the more lower notes, like the peated whiskeys and the bourbons and whatnot. The bourbon even actually has a little bit too much corn in it for me for the sweet factor of it. But I definitely love going back to Speyside, especially the Belvenie 14, because damn, that is an exciting whiskey. It's like a dessert. It's quite different than an Islay whiskey, that's for sure. Much different than an Irish whiskey, that's for sure. And nothing wrong with that. It's a damn fine whiskey, and it's Balvenie. You go into most higher end bars. I mean, if you go into your regular bar, they might not have the Balvenie. But if you go into a decent bar, almost 80% of the time they're gonna have this behind the counter if they know anything about whiskey. Scratch that. I'm actually from Edmonton, Alberta, so you probably won't find this in Edmonton, Alberta, but you will anywhere else. It's a quite popular whiskey, and for a good reason. It's a very nice looking bottle. They've been around for a decent amount of time, and they taste amazing. The liquid inside of it, it's just definitely worth the money. It's worth the wait. It's worth. Get yourself the Belvenie 14 cask, Carribean cask. It's amazing. It's unique, and it's one of my favorite Speysides. Compared to my Glenlivet 15, this is definitely putting it up for a fight. I'll have to do a video at some point comparing the Belvenie 14 to my Glenlivet 15, because that I think will be a great battle. But we're at the end of our video here, guys, and I think that's all I have to say about this amazing, wonderful, fruity Speyside whiskey. So if you liked my video, please leave a like in the down low, and leave any comments, anything you want me to do in the future, any suggestions on whiskeys you want me to do, anything like that. Leave them in the comments below. And other than that, guys, have yourselves a good night, Solancha, and I will see you for my next video.